Hello guys, this is what Deku has Kurama Part 7. Now, last time where we left off, Deku has been captured by the villain organization. This is bad because the Akatsuki here. You never seen Naruto, you know this, but let's start. Izuku wakes up in the Akatsuki lair. And then after that, the Akatsuki are ready. Pain is ready for everything. So is Toby. They are ready to get the chakra out of Izuku. They tell Shigaraki that you did a great job. Even though you didn't do nothing, but your allies helped. They're ready, and now they are ready for the solution. Since there's no Izuku to help, but there is a Bakugo and the others try to rescue Izuku. They go to a place, but they learn that Izuku's not there, and they're wondering, where can Izuku be? Then we see like multiple normals. They're so confused. Till they hear an explosion. It's a big one. And during this, they see two people. Not only an all for one, but also Toby. Toby says, you didn't have to do it that hard. The all for one says, I'm the leader of my organization. And where's yours? Yeah. Toby looks at for one and says, well, guess we're lucky we got the kid. But on Izuku's side, he's about to get sacrificed to bring something back, something that he doesn't even know what's gonna happen. They're ready. They get Izuku by his arms, and they're ready to get all of the chakra out of him. Until All Might bursts through the wall, and he says, I'm here to save you, young man. He decides to pull a Detroit smash at both of the villains. Pain is ready. Pain decides to throw one of his chakra blades, but All Might dodges it and throws a Detroit smash at Pain. And then after that, he beats them one by one. And they're trying to fight back. He fights a Nomu. Nomu comes bursting through the wall and attacks All Might. All Might decides to do multiple Detroit smash by being angry, saying, you are done. He defeats the Nomu. Out of nowhere, they learn that everything's turning black. Everything's getting ready. Pain is saying, okay, so when we go to offer one, immediately we go to our lair. They disappear, and he tries to get Izuku out of there, but he can't. They teleport near offer one before Izuku goes into KCM2, is ready to fight. He tries, but he throws a punch at Pain. Pain takes it, but this isn't one normal punch. This is the punch. This is KCM2. Pain gets hurt. Pain's like, what happened? And he learns that this kid is not normal. After Akatsuki go at him, and Izuku's trying to face off the best he can until All Might comes through, until real hero, until All for One comes. He grabs Izuku by his neck, and he's and he throws him around. Not only that, Toby decides to attack. Izuku immediately throws a punch at Toby, but he goes through him. He's confused. He knows that these other people are different. He knows that something is weird about Toby. Pain decides to strike, but Izuku comes in with another punch to Pain. Pain takes it again, but he learns that Izuku was not what is really tough. Izuku attacks everybody there. But that's until All Might comes and he's ready. He sees All for one and he attacks him. Instead of this, Pain takes Izuku away. Pain takes Izuku and tries to get away. While the other Akatsuki are teleported wherever All for One was taking them. But Pain's trying to get to their lair. But before this, Izuku brought the kick at Pain. Now all of this is just Izuku versus Pain. Then after that, later, he learns that there's multiple Pains there and he has to fight them all. He can't see nothing. But he tries his best. He goes to fight all the Pains. By surprise, Pain is taking a lot of damage. And he learned that Izuku's really strong. He can't even. He's trying his best to win the fight, but he just can't. Izuku throws, but at the end, Izuku gets into his Sage mode, and he throws one punch. Pain throws another punch, but Izuku dodges it. And then after that, Pain tries to dodge his and knows that Izuku can't punch him. But then he feels the force of that punch. And he gets knocked back and he learns Izuku's stronger than he thinks. Later, Izuku goes into KCM1 because if he keeps staying in KCM2, he's going to lose too much chakra. Then this is another fight. Izuku throws everything that he has. He throws one final move. It was saying a sword cannon discharges Pain's body. Izuku, but being as smart as Izuku is, he knows that a normal person can't take this much power. He senses chakra and he knows where the normal Pain is. He goes to him. He's in front. He opens and then after that he gets mad. He's ready to attack Pain with all he's got. But he stops and he says, "We should just be friends, shouldn't we? There's no point of fighting." This brings Pain some words. Pain doesn't allow this and brings one of the bodies. He's ready to attack Izuku, but Izuku dodges his attack and decides to kick the clone of Pain. He's still talking to him and he says, "We should just be friends, stop. I don't want to hurt you." He takes his words. He feels like Izuku's controlling his mind. And now the Naruto style, Izuku does a talk no jutsu. And Pain listens. But before anything, Pain notices a stab to him. And he starts bleeding. He's wondering what's going on, what just happened. Till Izuku looks behind him and he sees Toby. Toby just looks at Izuku and Pain and says, "Oh, I should have never used him. I should have never even added him to this crew. He was just a waste of my time." He's later ready to kill Izuku. But out of nowhere, the rest of Pain's clones and Pain, as another clone, attack attacks Toby, and they attack. And Toby's ready. He undoes his he undoes his like going through stuff, and he's ready, and he blows a punch at one of the clones of pain. But he knows something. There's something blue and white, and he only sees a Rasengan over his head and getting hit by it. And that's when Izuku says, "Leave us alone." He gets hit with it, and then after that, Izuku throws all he has, multiple fireball jutsus, and two tiny Rasengan shuriken. He goes through them all until Izuku goes in front. He gets Roman, and this is his time. He decides to pull a punch until he sees the explosion coming out. And then that's when Bakugo says, "Hey, I was following you guys here, and I just saw one person behind you, right power. So let's see if we could blow them up." Zuko's Pain's ready to. Toby's ready to fight him. But before everything, Izuku punches Toby as hard as he can, and actually breaking some of his mask. He could only see a Sharingan, something that Jiraiya has seen, but couldn't really find it. He sees a Sharingan. He never seen one this close before. Toby is ready to fight Izuku. But then after that, he learns that there's too much people. But before he leaves, he decides to take one of Pain's rod and stab the Nagato with it, and kills Nagato. Then after that, he disappears. A dead body of Nagato. Later, they pay their respects, and then after that, they pay their respects, and Naruto puts a kunai there, and also a little bit of his chocolate filled with the kunai, and he leaves. But before this, Toby looks at this and he takes Naruto's kunai and says, "This will have to do." And he goes to his base, and then after that, he takes the Nine-Tails chakra that Naruto put in that kunai, and then leaves to get more of Naruto's chakra. And then later, Killer Bee is chilling. Him and Jiraiya are talking about something. This is after the fight with Bulma. They're talking until they see something. Toby. He decides to grab Killer Bee and teleport him away. And then Jiraiya comes at him with a Rasengan in Sage mode. But he goes through Toby, with only Toby attacking Jiraiya. He says, "I don't want to kill you, Jiraiya. I'm just here for him." But Jiraiya can't have this, and he's ready to attack. But instead, Toby thinks of another plan, and he teleports Jiraiya away. And just goes where he teleported Killer Bee. Jiraiya's stranded actually out in the forest. He's confused where he is. He sees he's in a village. He asks, "Do you know where one of the city-state is?" They don't know where a city-state is. And Jiraiya starts hunting and trying to get Izuku quick before Toby comes after him. And during this, Toby is extracting the 8 tails from him. And he's ready. He's extracting it from him. And later, all of his 8 toes goes away, leaving a dead body of Killer Bee, and just teleports him away to the same spot where he found him. And learns that the only one he needs left is Naruto. Later, he goes to Nagato's body and takes one of his running guns. Then later shuts it off. Now, he dons his white mask. He meets Nagato, actually. Nagato says that Orochimaru is dead from Shigaraki. That it happened. He's confused, but he talks to Nagato. He says that he's Madara Uchiha, but Nagato doesn't believe it. He says, I know who the real Madara Uchiha is. And he summons one of the statues of him. And he says, this is Madara Uchiha. And Madara awakens. And he's stronger than ever. And he also takes a black Zetsu with him, just for safekeeping. Madara's ready. He says, have you got everything? But this leaves Toby saying, no, we're only missing one more. Madara gets selfish, but he says, as long as we get that the tail fox, we're good to go. Now it's time for Izuku's time. He's training and he's doing stuff. It's ready. So they have targets on their self. And if they could hit other people's targets, they pass. If their targets go away, they fail. Now they're ready to fight all the other students, and they get all the targets ready, with Izuku going to Casey him too. One person tries to throw a ball at Izuku, but Izuku catches it with one hand and throws it back, getting one of their targets. But then after that, a girl comes and she's ready to, and she tries to get Izuku's target, but he dodges it, and she tries to scratch him, but Izuku does not dodge this one, and when she blows a scratch, she learns that her fingers almost got burned off. Well, not burned off, but like her nails got burned. And then she knows that this is fire or something, and that there's something different. She throws multiple balls, but he dodges all of them. Later, multiple people see him, and they're ready. But Casey and Izuku dodges all their attacks and actually catches some and eliminates some people. Now all he needs is just one more person. Later, she pretends that she's on Raka, and he goes in. He gets out of KCM and goes into stage mode and catches her. He escapes, but when she's ready to hit his target, he smacks out of her hands and knows that it's not really her. She decides to go and give him the game. But before this, she gets one of his tags and says that you're eliminated. Only learning that it's only just a log. Then after that, later she goes away. And Izuku just looks and says, I needed one of those things to go save her too. If I was gonna be a hero, I knew it wasn't Chakurama, and I can't have this time. Then he later eliminates people, and he wins. Chakurama and also Kirishima and Zero do the same thing. Everybody technically passes. Well, that's what I remember. But let's keep going. Now it's time. Savior. Now, Izuku can't go into his KCM, so he gets into Sage mode and he saves people. This is Xavier's and he's actually doing kind of good. Like, he's doing the same thing that he did last time, just going like way faster. But later, the villains come and he's still saving people until he learns that Todoroki and Mr. McWinderson, as I can't really remember his name, they are trying to get him. They do a fiery tornado, but it doesn't work. So out of nowhere, the KCM2 Izuku attacks him, and they're actually having a fight. And Izuku's literally that this is a pro hero, but he is doing good character. But he decides to learn something, to combine two of the things together, and he decides to go into KCM2 safe, and he's ready to attacks. But and then he still has he now has the upper hand, and he's attacking. But again, he learns that he can't save this for long. So he gets out of his KCM2 Sage mode and only goes to KCM2. But later, he goes into his full Rama mode, turning into a giant beast. He attacks the hero. And the hero's ready. He throws one punch at its face, but feels nothing in. And it crushes him. The hero's stuck. And Izuku says, "Give up. You can't move anymore." He accepts his defeat, and Izuku defeats the villain. And he looks at Todoroki, and he says, "Wow, you actually couldn't do that? It's kind of shameful, Todoroki." And he leaves, and he passes. But Todoroki doesn't. And then we get into season 4. Yay. No, this season just kicks. Just try to do stuff cool. But I'm not going to do it today. So, bye guys. See you later. Bye.